everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney, and I feel like I've been away from you guys for a really long time. Now, you guys have been watching videos consistently. It's been still on the Tuesday and Friday schedule, but I filmed almost all of those videos back, well, it was right after. Some of them I even filmed before I even had my hair colored. So, like, took my hair back to the natural. So it all happened like mid-July because I was gone. I was in Michigan with my family for a large family vacation. It was my sister and her family and my parents, and they came out here first. So I was literally didn't touch a sewing machine or do anything other than answer comments on YouTube for 2 weeks. So I just feel a little disconnected from you all. I'm filming this though on Wednesday and you're seeing this on Friday, so I feel like I'm getting kind of back. And again, you guys have been seeing videos this whole time. I just feel a little bit of a disconnect. Oh, are you leaving me? Oh, okay. See ya. Oh, she doesn't want to sit with me today, I guess. Anyway, I wanted to come on here today. So I had a little bit of a accidental vintage pattern haul for you guys. I wanted to show you what I got, and I also wanted to show you this summer has been so crazy busy. I've been traveling a ton. It's been the first summer that I've had the YouTube channel, so trying to keep things like going on that end of it. It's just been a summer of trying to find a rhythm, and I don't know that I ever found it, but the kids go back to school on Tuesday, so I can get back into the regular school rhythm and life will be fine. Okay, so I wanted to show you my accidental vintage pattern haul. I also bought a couple of Vogue patterns at the recent Vogue sale that I think it's over now, but the Joann's was having. And then I also have not shown you my souvenirs from San Francisco. I was in San Francisco back in June, the beginning of June, well, mid-June. My husband and father went to the US Open golf tournament, and my mom and I just hung out in San Francisco, and I went to Britex Fabrics, and I have not shown you what I purchased as my little souvenir there. So, yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna start with the vintage patterns. Sorry, I had to adjust my lights. I'm out of practice. This is what happens. Again, it's been like 3 weeks since I filmed a video because I filmed a whole bunch of them at one time, and yeah, all out of practice. Okay, so this is what happened with the vintage patterns. So I am way behind on watching YouTube videos as well because, again, I've been with my family and I just don't have any like alone downtime is when I normally like watch the YouTube videos that I'm subscribed to. So I'm way behind on watching all of my subscribed YouTube videos. But I was watching Sean from Kittenish Behavior just like a Monday maybe because we've only been back since the weekend. So yeah, Monday. And she had done her KB pattern swap. Anyway, the gal that she had swapped patterns with got her this vintage pattern. And I say vintage, it can't be that old. But I was like, I need that. So I immediately got on to, sorry. I'm gonna scoot over to the side so that I can post a big picture, bigger than I normally do, of these patterns. It's just easier, I think, for you guys to see. But I got on and searched for the pattern, and you know, yes, it's discontinued, and I found it on Etsy. Well, of course, the Etsy seller that was selling this had a spend $35, you get free shipping. I think they're down in Florida. So I mean, what's a girl to do? She had tons of vintage patterns, so one pattern turned into 9 so that I could get to my $35 and have my free shipping. So again, all of these patterns were, I think one of them was $2 and the rest were $4. So, I mean, I didn't pay a lot for any of these, but this is the one that started it all. This is M5193, and again, I'm just gonna pop a big picture of the front of this pattern up here. I am in love with this blazer. I'm in love with the skirt, with the pants, with the vest. Really, everything about this pattern sings to me. I was trying to see if there's like line drawings on the back of the pattern. There's not. Again, I'm not sure. This one doesn't look all that old. One of the nice things about this pattern seller is that these are all uncut. So all of the, I don't know if all of her patterns, but every one that I was looking at, they were all uncut, which is very nice. yeah, the line drawings are just lovely. So it's like a shorter jacket, fitted jacket, and sorry, I'm looking down talking to you. A shorter fitted jacket, and I just think it's just delightful. And I love coat making and blazer, jacket, that kind of thing. And actually, I'm going to be doing a lot of that this fall and winter because I am making a coat for my sister, which I'll take you guys along on that ride. I'm making a Jessica blazer for my mother, and I'll kind of take you along on that ride with me. Not so alongs probably per se, well maybe for my sisters, but we'll see. But I'm gonna be doing a lot of coat making this fall and winter, and I've got, let's see, I think 2 fabrics coming from Minerva Crafts with the idea they've asked us to do outerwear with them. So I'm making something for one thing for myself and then something for my daughter. So I'm making a lot of coats this winter and fall, but it's one of my favorite things to do. I love making coats. So anyway, I added this one to my stash. So that's the one that started it all. So then I went on a little, want my free shipping. So I'm just gonna, hopefully I can find pictures of all of these. So this one caught my eye. This is McCall's, Easy McCall's 6170. Again, hopefully I'm putting a big picture up here. This one, it took me a minute because I was reading the descriptions, and this is a Mrs. dress and split skirt dress in 2 lengths. And I'm like, what in the world is a split skirt? It's culottes. Split skirt is culottes. And once I made that discovery that that's just kind of in some of these a little bit older patterns, I would guess this pattern's from the 90s maybe. I would say the 90s. But I'm like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. It screams 90s, really. I think there are shoulder pads involved, but I will alter the pattern to omit those. But I love the V-neck on this dress. I love the options. You can have, again, it's a dress and basically a romper. I love it belted. I think these would be great with some rayons. I am all about this pattern. The 90s are definitely made. There's actually quite a few independent patterns companies that have like patterns similar to this right now. Yeah, I am all over this. So yeah, yeah, there's a dress. Yeah, there's 4 views. Anyway, I'm very excited about this. These just came in the mail today, so I'm also sharing these with you and kind of going through them with you guys as I've opened them. All right, next up is Butterick 3708. And this was kind of a last minute grab. It is in my size. So in vintage patterns, I usually do a 14 as long as if the bust is a 36 because my upper bust is a 36. So I can usually do a vintage size 14 and then do full bust adjustment for it to fit my bust. And this is a vintage size 14. I just thought it was just a really cute dress. We've got some pleats down the front of the skirt, some gathering details. I'm not really sure about, there's gathering at the sleeve, which I usually don't really care for. But I love the gal that's got it open. But I mean, I can do whatever I want with the sleeves. Anyway, that one was I think this was the $2 one, I think. That was to get me to the last little bit to get me to my 35. Okay, this is McCall's 9476. And it is totally a power suit from the 80s, but these long jackets are so back in right now. And this pattern has the pants, a pencil skirt, and the jacket. I mean, I am here all day for this lady in gray. Is that not? I love the monochromatic with the matching like shirt underneath it. Yes. There's just something, I love a good suit. I mean, I can wear them. Why not? Even though I don't go into an office every day anymore, I can still wear a suit. I mean, that's, why not? I want to up the game a little bit. I mean, as long as it's all comfortable, and if you're making things that fit you, usually they are. But I love a good suit because you can mix and match the jacket and the pants and everything else. So yes, there's clearly a theme to most of these. Okay, so there was that one. Also the same with this one. Although this is Butterick 4429. I really liked this one more for the, oh, it's printed upside down. More for the dress. I love the sheath dress on this. The above the knee. I just think that boat neck is really pretty. And I'm going to show you in a second. I actually bought these with some fabric in mind, which is some of the fabric that I bought when I was in San Francisco at Britex. And I'm going to look here because dress A, yeah, I have 1.5 yards of my 2 fanciest fabrics, and that's what I need for dress A. So, and I probably don't even need that much because I have to shorten everything. So usually I can get away with less yardage. But yes, I just love the neckline on that blue dress. And it's meant for a, yeah, a crepe, linen lightweight gabardine, but of course I have a crepe. Anyway, it'll have to be, it'll have to be lined because it's fairly lightweight. All right, next up, this was a vintage reproduction. So this is Simplicity 8246. So it's a reproduction from a 1960s. Again, I am just in love with that coat, the big coat that she's wearing out there. I just think that is amazing. I like the short cropped one too. I just love the 3/4, it makes me want, I love the 3/4 length sleeve. It makes me want long gloves for winter because why not? It can feel very glam. And it's got a shell and skirt and a sheath dress in this one too, I think. Yes. There's a shell and skirt and then there's also a sheath dress, and I always love a good sheath dress, and it's got pretty French darts. So I thought that one was very pretty. Let's see, this is Butterick 6281, totally late 80s, early 90s. I am in love with the yellow getup she's wearing there. This has the split skirt, and once I realized that meant culottes, I was off to the races. But it's got this really cool wrap top. I'm slightly obsessed with wrap tops. When you guys see my Minerva Crafts lookbook, you just saw the plans for it on Tuesday, but the lookbook is coming to you this Tuesday because, again, I filmed that lookbook back in June and I've been working on that capsule for, weeks and weeks now. Anyway, it's ready. Took blog posts from Minerva, or blog pictures from Minerva today, and so I'm going to film that video and then have that up for you next Tuesday. But I am just really obsessed with wrap tops right now. I just find them very flattering. And yes, I love this whole one-piece romper look, the same fabric. And I think, let's see here. Yeah, it's for wovens, so yeah, like crepes and that kind of thing. Actually, see, now I've got myself to thinking. The blouse needs 2 yards. And well, I don't think I have enough for that. Anyway, you need like 4 yards of 60-inch to do the whole shebang. But yes, I love that so much. All right, and then another very 90s inspired dress, the Simplicity 8072. It's just a 90s dress, and I just think it's so pretty and flowing, and I love the buttons that go down the front. I like the shorter length. I like the longer length too. I like the different sleeve options. You could go sleeveless. It is a very 90s feel to it, but yes, I am loving that. And then finally, this may have actually been the $2 one. One of these was one of her clearance patterns, but this is C & Sew 3617. And this jacket is so 90s, but I am so all over this. I inherited a Pendleton jacket from my grandmother when she passed away, and it's really boxy. It's way too big on me. I mean, the shoulders are like all the way off my shoulder, and anyway, it needs to be almost recut, but it's gorgeous, and it's got a suede collar. Anyway, I thought possibly I might be able to recreate the jacket and use this as kind of a base, because actually this has a dropped shoulder on it. So yeah, I'm going to play around with the pattern a little bit and see if I can alter basically that jacket of hers, to kind of look at that. But I think it's just phenomenal. Anyway. Okay, so those were my vintage patterns that I purchased. And I say vintage, used, I got them from an Etsy dealer. But then I had to pop into Joann's to get some eyelets actually for a pattern test that I'm doing, which is a very exciting one. Can't wait to share it with you. It turned out really, really cute. Actually, I have another pattern test I need to share with you too that's out in the wild now, so I can share that one right now. The one that I got the eyelets for, though, has not been released yet. But I'm very excited to show you guys that one. It's an itch to stitch pattern, and it's fantastic. But of course, they were having a Vogue sale, and so I grabbed 3 of the new Vogue patterns, one of which is Vogue 1650, which is this Guy Laroche trench coat that the minute I saw this, yes. When I was looking, when they had just, you know, released their new early fall, yes to all of this. I just think military inspired. It takes almost 5 yards of fabric though, 4.5, plus a full lining. So I don't know if I have anything in my stash. I have quite a bit of wool. I'll have to look and see. But I just really, really love this jacket. I mean, this is going to need to be made this fall. The Rachel Comey jumpsuit. I mean, everyone jumped all over this one, because it's a popular jumpsuit in the ready-to-wear right now as well. I cannot wait to make this up as well. And this might actually get made up into fall, because I think that would look really cute with a turtleneck underneath it too, for layering purposes. But yes, in love with that. And then, of course, this is a total play on Gucci, but Vogue 1643. I'm pretty much just love everything about this wardrobe pattern. I love both jackets. It's 2 jackets, but I think it's just a length difference. There's a sheath dress in there, and then the pleated skirt, the midi pleated skirt, I really love. So anyway, I just kind of I'm really obsessed with the jacket she's got on there. I love that with jeans. But I thought playing around with some ribbon detail to make it look Gucci-esque could be really fun, and something to do with you guys this fall as well. So anyway, that is my recent pattern haul video for you guys. I actually have quite a few of sewing workshop patterns that I also received this summer, but I'm gonna wait. I'm doing a whole video on that. I'll talk about that in a minute. Let's talk about my fabrics that I got at Britex real quick. Okay, so I went into Britex and drug my mother in there with me. We had a lovely girls' day, went out for a really nice lunch, walked around Fisherman's Wharf, just the 2 of us, just tooled around San Francisco, and then ended our time before we met the guys for dinner at Britex Fabrics. And oh my gosh, it's in a different location than it used to be. And I think it's smaller now. I've never been to the old location, but it's one of those you walk in and it's just floor to ceiling fabric, but it's like displayed beautifully and just a rainbow of wools. So the good stuff is, you know, the wools and the silks are all on the main floor, and then you go upstairs and that's where you find a ton of trims, buttons, all that kind of stuff, and then all of their cottons and rayons and polyester stuff is all on the upstairs. But I wanted something special, so we stayed on the main floor, and I had a wonderful man, Douglas, that was helping me, and I wanted silk. Anyway, he was pulling stuff out for me left and right. I mean, just really, the customer service was just real spot on. But this is what I ended up getting. It is a panel, so it's about a yard. All right, so this is a panel, and I want to hold it up the right way here. It's crepe de chine. So again, I was thinking of a dress really for this, and again, I haven't decided completely, but maybe that vintage one. Okay. So this is it, ta-da! And it gets darker as you go down. So hopefully you can see all those gorgeous colors in there. I mean, isn't that beautiful? So I got 1 panel of this, which is about, again, 1.5 yards. This is wide silk. This is 54-inch wide silk. It'll need to be fully lined because it is, you know, it's a crepe, so it's a bit transparent, but I love it so much. So that was the winner. I had other people were in there shopping and giving their opinions. I had quite a few pulled out. So that is what I bought for myself for my souvenir. But as we were getting ready to leave, I noticed, or actually one of the women that was working there pointed me towards the remnant bin that they have. And so I popped over and found this beautiful, and I don't know how much I've got. Maybe it's written on here. No, it's not. This is a silk and rayon blend, and it is got a crinkle texture. It's a chiffon. I mean, it's very see-through, but isn't that print lovely? So it's on like a pine green background, and it's got these, a little bit of mustard in there and some of the blue, and then this kind of a plum, it's not burgundy, I don't know what color, raspberry kind of color in there, but I just think it's gorgeous. And again, it's a silk rayon blend, and I think I paid $10 for it. And I think I've got over 1 yard, so I'd be able to do a blouse in this. Clearly it's see-through, so it's gonna need a lining or it's gonna need to have something worn underneath it. But I was thinking a blouse, maybe even a Zamora, which is what I've got on right now, my Itch to Stitch Zamora. or some sort of a shell of some sort. Anyway, I just thought, again, that was on the remnant bin. And also on the remnant bin, and I just couldn't pass it up, and I think I've got 2.5 yards of this one. I didn't save my tickets, which wasn't very smart. But this is a washed silk in this gorgeous eggplant plum color, maybe plum. Look at this, guys. Oh, and it's wide. This is like 54 to 60 inch wide washed silk. So it's got that gorgeous sheen, and I think I have 2.5 yards. Isn't it beautiful? So this could also be one of the sheath dresses, or it could be that wrap blouse that I just got. Anyway, so those two were on the remnant. And then my mother, my dear, dear mother, found this. This is not a panel. This is yardage, but it was 1.5 yards in the remnant bin. And she bought this for me because she is wonderful and I love her. As just kind of a fun reminder from her. Yeah, this is 1.5 yards from the trip. But look at this. This is a crepe de chine silk. Isn't that gorgeous? So I also played around with making one of them just a scarf and just wearing it. Although it's 1.5 yards, it's kind of a lot of fabric. I think the fancy Hermes scarves are 36 by 36. So this would be a little big. This would be 54 by 54. Ooh. Just hit my light. But yeah, isn't that beautiful? I mean, the colors are just phenomenal. So those are the 4 pieces of silk that I bought, well, the ones that rayon silk, in San Francisco at Britex Fabrics. And yeah, I just wanted to share those with you guys because you all are my sewing people. And I love, you know, my mom, bless her, can appreciate beautiful fabric, but she doesn't sew. And so it's a little bit different, but I love being able to share that with you guys. So anyway, that was my belated San Francisco fabric haul that I wanted to show you all as well. Okay, that's all I have for today. Again, just wanted to show you some of my new fabric acquisitions, or pattern acquisitions, and my fabric, my souvenir fabric. And I want to talk to you about the schedule a little bit. So again, on Tuesday, you should be seeing my, I haven't filmed it yet, but everything is finished and ready to go. And again, I just took blog pictures today. But my lookbook for my little Minerva Crafts module. And actually, a piece of fabric, I had ordered 7 pieces of fabric for this, to do this capsule with them. And they had sent me 6. And then I was doing 2 other blog posts for them, and one of those was the paisley fabric that you guys saw, and it went so well with this capsule that I was like, well, I'll just make this my 7th piece of fabric. Well, the 7th piece of fabric ended up coming. So the paisley, I'm going to make you guys wait on it, because I had mentioned that I was just going to put together another module out of my own closet to do like a second module to go with that one, and I'm not going to make anything new, but I was going to use the bottoms of the 2 fabrics. One was the paisley and one was the knit with the floral as the bottoms for, you know, that next little capsule, which actually I have other bottoms in my wardrobe that I could also use for, you know, more. But anyway, I was going to do another capsule that's just stuff I'm pulling out of my closet, nothing that's new. So that paisley outfit, I'm going to keep you in suspense a little longer on what that ended up becoming, will not be coming to you on Tuesday. That's going to wait and come on when I do the second stuff just pulling out of my closet. So yeah, so you'll see the module on Tuesday, and then going forward from there, I have a ton of Minerva Crafts makes that I would love to show you all. So I'm going to do some videos on those. Everyone kind of said they would love to see those, hear me talking a little bit more about them. So things that I've done for their blog that you just haven't seen on here yet. So I was going to do a video of those makes to show you. And then I have done a pattern test of So Altered Style, just released their Misty Cami. A fantastic pattern, and I was a pattern tester for that. So I was going to talk a little bit about that pattern as well and show you what I've made. But I also have a collaboration that I'm doing with the Sewing Workshop, and I am doing a module with their fabric, just a 6-piece one, not a 7-piece one, with their fabric and all of their patterns. I've been kind of dipping my toe into a couple of their patterns here recently, and I am so in love with the 2 things that I've made, or 3 things that I've made from their patterns so far. Just very loving what I've made so far. So I've got that coming up. That one's probably coming up sooner rather than later, my plans for that. And then the end. So I've got a lot of stuff to show you all, basically, is what that comes down to. A lot of stuff to show you guys, and yeah, if there's anything else though, I mean, I feel like I'm relying heavily on the module sewing right now, which is fantastic. So many of you are starting to incorporate those ideas into your own sewing, and I just love seeing everyone's finished capsules. So make sure you tag me on Instagram, or if you're doing any YouTube videos or whatever, tag me on that, because I love seeing you guys incorporate that into your own sewing practice. It's just so wonderful to see, because I find it to be a great way to plan sewing and to make sure those planned sews get made and then worn. But yeah, if there's anything else you guys are that I've done before in the past that you're really loving seeing, or something that you would like me to start doing that you've seen someone else doing, leave it down in the comments below. I'm just starting to plan out, now that my kids are back in school next week, just planning out the rest of my fall and into the winter for videos and that kind of stuff. So if there's anything particular you would love to see me do, or just stuff you want me to continue seeing me do, pop that down below. And yeah, someone had also mentioned that they would love to see maybe some modules for other people. My daughter has, back to school, of course, shopping and that kind of thing as we approach fall, and I had asked her if she wanted to shop for her back to school clothes, because none of her jeans fit her anymore. Her legs have gotten way too long. Or if she wanted me to make her stuff, and she said she kind of would like a mix. So I could definitely put together like a teenage, I say teenage, she'll be 13 next month, so kind of a teenager module, like a back to school type module for her, if you guys would be interested in seeing that. Yeah, so that's kind of what I've got so far. And even doing more specific wardrobes, like a work wardrobe module. You know, putting that together, because I do have stuff in my closet, and I could just put things together and kind of show you all, of course, things that I've sewn or have been made. But anyway, that's it for today. I am babbling on and on. Again, I've been away from the camera too much. Got to get back into it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you Tuesday with my Minerva Crafts lookbook. Until then, bye.